Terry Paxton Bradshaw was born on September 2, 1948, in Shreveport, Louisiana, to Bill and Novice Bradshaw. Raised in a football-crazed region, Terry's passion for the sport was sparked early. Growing up in the small town of Shreveport, he became immersed in football, a young boy, playing quarterback for his high school team. He attended Woodlawn High School, where he earned all-state honors and developed the skills that would lead to a storied career. Bradshaw's success at the high school level made him a coveted recruit, and in 1966, he joined the Louisiana Tech University Bulldogs football team. Despite some initial struggles and a lack of recognition compared to other top quarterbacks, Terry eventually blossomed into a star at Louisiana Tech. Playing under Coach Maxie Lambright, he became known for his rocket arm, powerful throws, and leadership on the field. By the time Bradshaw completed his college career, he had set several school records for passing yards, touchdowns, and completions. His play during his senior year, in particular, caught the attention of NFL scouts. In 1970, he declared for the NFL draft, a decision that would change the course of football history. NFL career, Pittsburgh Steelers and early struggles. In 1970, Terry Bradshaw was selected by the Pittsburgh Steelers as the first overall pick in the NFL draft. Despite the prestige of being the top pick, Bradshaw's early years in Pittsburgh were far from easy. The Steelers were a struggling franchise at the time, and the transition to professional football was challenging for the young quarterback. Bradshaw initially faced criticism for his rough and erratic play. In his rookie season, he threw 26 interceptions, a statistic that reflected his growing pains in adapting to the NFL's fast-paced and complex game. Despite his undeniable arm strength, there were questions about his accuracy, consistency, and ability to lead a team to success. The Steelers' coaching staff, led by Chuck Noll, believed in Bradshaw's potential and chose to stick with him through his early struggles. In 1974, after a few challenging seasons, Bradshaw began to show signs of the greatness that would soon come. Under the tutelage of Noll and with the addition of key players such as Franco Harris, Lynn Swann, and John Stallworth, the Steelers' offense began to take shape. Bradshaw's deep passes and ability to stretch the field became a key part of Pittsburgh's offensive attack. Career peak. Dominating the 1970s. The mid-1970s marked the beginning of Terry Bradshaw's dominance in the NFL, as the Steelers went from a mediocre team to one of the most formidable forces in football. Bradshaw played a critical role in Pittsburgh's offensive success, earning recognition as one of the league's premier quarterbacks. In 1974, Bradshaw led the Steelers to their first AFC Championship and Super Bowl IX victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Although the victory was primarily a product of Pittsburgh's stout defense, led by the legendary Steel Curtain, Bradshaw's leadership and decision-making on the field were essential to the team's success. The following year, in 1975, Bradshaw took his game to the next level. He was named to his first Pro Bowl after leading the NFL in passing touchdowns with 18 and passing yards with 2,055. The Steelers went on to win Super Bowl X, defeating the Dallas Cowboys in a thrilling contest that solidified Bradshaw a rising star in the NFL. In that Super Bowl, he threw for 318 yards and 4 touchdowns, earning the Super Bowl MVP award for his stellar performance. Bradshaw's peak continued through the latter half of the 1970s. In 1978, he posted his career highest passing yards total at 3,724 and helped lead the Steelers to their third Super Bowl championship in Super Bowl XIII. That victory, which saw the Steelers defeat the Dallas Cowboys again, cemented Bradshaw's place as one of the elite quarterbacks of his era. Over the next several years, Bradshaw guided the Steelers to their fourth and final Super Bowl win of the decade in Super Bowl XIV in 1979, where they defeated the Los Angeles Rams. He threw for 309 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win, earning his second Super Bowl MVP award. Bradshaw's consistency in clutch moments, combined with his big-game performances, defined his career at its peak. Main achievements and legacy. Terry Bradshaw's career is marked by a number of monumental achievements, both individual and team-oriented. His time with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s remains one of the most successful runs by any team in NFL history. Among his key accomplishments are, for times Super Bowl champion Super Bowl IX, X, 13, 14, to Super Bowl MVP Super Bowl 13, 14, 3 Pro Bowl selection 1975, 1978, 1980, NFL MVP 1978, NFL passing touchdowns leader 1978, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1989, to All-Pro 1978, 1979, Steelers all-time leader in passing yards for 1,301 career yards at the time of retirement. Career passing yards, 27,989. Career touchdowns, 212. Bradshaw was a key figure in the Steelers' legendary defense-first approach, and his strong arm and leadership helped Pittsburgh achieve unparalleled success in the 1970s. His ability to deliver under pressure, especially in postseason games, became one of his defining traits. Known for his long, deep passes and strong leadership, Bradshaw was the quintessential quarterback of his era. As a player, Bradshaw was both feared and respected. His leadership was crucial to the Steelers' success, as his ability to perform in high-stakes games helped solidify the Steelers as one of the NFL's greatest dynasties. Despite playing in an era when passing was not as common as it is today, Bradshaw's offensive contributions were instrumental in his team's dominance. Final years and retirement. Terry Bradshaw's career began to decline in the early 1980s as injuries took their toll. Throughout his career, he had dealt with multiple injuries, including a recurring issue with his elbow. In 1983, after a season in which he only played in 9 games and threw more interceptions than touchdowns, Bradshaw decided to retire from the NFL. Bradshaw's retirement in 1984 marked the end of an era for the Steelers, but his legacy as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time was firmly established. He finished his career with 27,989 passing yards and 212 touchdowns, ranking among the top quarterbacks of his generation. After retiring from football, Bradshaw remained active in various ventures, including television, acting, and business. He became a popular personality as an NFL analyst, known for his wit, humor, and candid opinions on football. Bradshaw also found success in acting, appearing in several movies and TV shows, including his role in the movie Failure to Launch alongside Matthew McConaughey. He also became a successful pitchman, lending his image to a number of advertising campaigns, including for Ford and Hyundai. Through these endeavors, Bradshaw maintained his relevance in the public eye, becoming one of the most recognizable figures in sports media. Legacy and influence. Terry Bradshaw's impact on the NFL and sports culture transcends his on-field accomplishments. His influence can still be felt in the way quarterbacks approach leadership and their roles in big games. Bradshaw's ability to lead the Steelers to 4 Super Bowl victories in a decade helped establish the quarterback position as one of the most important in the NFL. As a player, he embodied toughness, resilience, and unyielding commitment to the game. His ability to rise to the occasion and perform in the clutch moments of the postseason earned him a place among the all-time greats. His legacy as a leader, competitor, and champion continues to inspire future generations of football players. Bradshaw was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1989, solidifying his place among the NFL's elite. He remains a cherished figure in Pittsburgh Steelers history, remembered as the cornerstone of the team's dynasty. His legacy is not just defined by his stats and championships, but by the intangibles that made him a true icon in the world of sports.